Matt Shoemaker's story is one they ought to write books about and put up on the big screen. Maybe that'll happen after he throws his final pitch in the major leagues. Or he could just put the whole thing into a TED Talk, which would be a must-listen event. Seeing Matt Shoemaker's story is one they ought to write books about and put up on the big screen. Maybe that'll happen after he throws his final pitch in the major leagues. Or he could just put the whole thing into a TED Talk, which would be a must-listen event. Seeing how he's performing at the moment, that won't be anytime soon. Toronto's 32-year-old right-hander will take a 1.75 ERA and 0.857 WHIP into Saturday's start in Oakland. In 4 starts, he has pitched 25 2/3 innings and allowed 13, count 'em 13, hits. On the other hand, his story might just be too unbelievable. His tale isn't just one of redemption or resilience. It's both of those things multiplied. Scale one mountain, another appears. Conquer one, here's another. Again and again. Begin with his not being one of the 1,504 players taken in the 2008 draft, which still seems astonishing. He'll be forever grateful to Angels scout Joel Murray for taking a chance on a kid from Eastern Michigan University who was recovering from a broken left arm at the time. He received a $10,000 signing bonus and was thrilled to get it. When he made his major league debut for the Angels 5 years later, he was still driving a 2001 Taurus with 105,000 miles on it that had taken him and his wife, Danielle, on their minor league odyssey. We digress. Then, there was the line drive off his head in 2016 that resulted in a fractured skull and emergency brain surgery. Finally, he's a year removed from right forearm surgery to correct an issue that eluded doctors for the better part of 2 years. And after all that, after making just 21 major league starts in 2017-18, after the arm surgery, after being non-tendered by the Angels last fall, Shoemaker's career has landed in a sweet place. Official, we've signed our HP Matt Shoemaker to a 1-year contract. Shoemaker holds a career 3.93 ERA over 6 seasons in the big leagues. Pic.twitter.com/Y12Vikram2, Toronto Blue Jays @Blue Jays, December 28, 2018. He signed a 1-year, $3.5 million deal with the Blue Jays during the offseason, in part because he'd heard glowing reports about the organization and its leadership and about the city of Toronto. He could not be happier about how it has worked out. Toronto is a good spot for me, he said during spring training. A lot of my friends who played here couldn't stop talking about how much they loved it. You go where the opportunity is, and this is a great opportunity with the young talent they have. This season's success seems to stem from 2 factors. First, he's finally healthy. Surgery repaired the forearm problem. Second, he has honed a split-finger fastball he toyed with for most of his career and is throwing it a career-high 34% of the time. Matt Shoe 52 put his best foot forward in his Blue Jays debut. Right-handed hitters are batting just .1156 for 52, with 12 strikeouts against Shoemaker. He has gotten grounders on 52.5% of batted balls by righties. With that splitter making all his other pitches more effective, Shoemaker has held opponents to a 37.5 perfect combined flyball, line drive rate on contact, 4th lowest among 100 pitchers who have induced at least 50 batted balls. There surely had to be moments when Shoemaker wondered if he would ever get to this point, especially after September 4, 2016. His career arc was trending upward. He'd made 72 career starts and was putting the finishing touches on a solid season, 3.88 ERA, 160 innings. In the second inning that afternoon in Seattle, Mariners third baseman Kyle Seager lined a ball off the right side of Shoemaker's head. He walked off the field under his own power and was taken to a hospital. Just when things seemed to be under control, doctors informed him he was being taken to surgery immediately. Shoemaker had suffered not just a skull fracture, but a hematoma that had to be repaired. "I hadn't been scared until that point," he said, "and then it happened so fast." After the surgery, a doctor told him, "With that kind of bleed, you literally live or die." As he was lying on ground after being hit, he said a calm came over him and that he remembered asking the trainer to let him take a couple of warm-up pitches and try to stay in the game. "I was calm," he said. "I think it was God putting peace over me. I know that for sure." Shoemaker phoned Danielle as he was being wheeled into surgery. She wondered if her husband would ever see their 19-month-old son Brady again, so she hurriedly put him on FaceTime. The scar still etched into the right side of Matt's head is a constant reminder of the danger he was in. Remarkably, he was back on the mound the following April. Only then it was forearm pain that doctors had trouble diagnosing, which would lead to 2 years of pain and frustration. Finally, a torn tendon was discovered, which hadn't shown up on previous MRIs. He recovered in time to make 6 starts for the Angels last September, but when he was non-tendered, he went looking for a fresh start. Asked about all this, about continuing to pursue his dream in spite of everything, he smiles and said, "Unbelievable, right? You just can't get defeated," he said. "I take pride in being mentally strong and in hard work. Those things will get you so far in life, no matter what you do." The Blue Jays couldn't be happier about how it has worked out, with general manager Ross Atkins writing in an email, "Matt has been phenomenal for us. We had always heard incredible things about Matt as a teammate and professional, and he's only exceeded our expectations. His humility resonates in our clubhouse, and because of his character and how he treats the clubhouse environment, he makes others around him better on a daily basis." Richard Justice has been a reporter for MLB.com since 2011. Read his columns, listen to his podcast and follow him on Twitter at @RichardJustice. Read more. Let's block ads. Why?